Hello and welcome to another Imperator Rome news update. So, as you can see on screen, the Cicero 1.2 update 2 is live, so there's a bunch of changes to the game, as there have been quite a few changes, yet again, and so I thought I'd go over them, and just as I was doing before, basically. If I sound differently, it's because I've moved house since the last video. Unless the last video was Factorio, in which case that was also recorded in the new house. I don't have my recording studio set up yet, so there may be a little bit of an echo because I'm in a rather large and empty room right now. Anyway, that's irrelevant. So let's go over the update. Let's see what is new. Slaves will no longer promote if it means you'd lose a trade good production. This also applies to holdings. If you'd lose goods produced or all holdings are assigned, etc., you won't have slaves running away. So that's good. Migrants will no longer target cities over PopCap. That's good stuff. Slaves will no longer migrate autonomously. So that's I like that. That's quite nice. I think it makes sense that you would have to promote them manually. Maybe. I'm not sure. I think it's probably better for the game, although I'm sure there are cases of slaves, freeing themselves or automatically or not from the ruler's own hands being freed, but either way, that's fine. Impact of non-dominant religion and culture upon assimilation and conversion has been reduced. Basically, if the place you were trying to convert, or the pop you were trying to convert, was in a province, or a city I should say, that was not the dominant religion, it had a negative 2.5% malus, and if it was in a non-dominant culture area, it was negative 7.5% malus, which was quite significant. It made it quite difficult to convert places. So I've yet to see how much this has changed, but especially for the culture, I think it's a good thing that it's been reduced. You can now enslave population in cities protected by zone of control with an internal cooldown of about 5 years. I don't believe this counts for when forts themselves are converting land, are sieging land. So of course, you know that forts, when you control them or you occupy them, they will occupy everything adjacent to them, unless it's also protected by a fort. I don't believe that's changed. That won't take slaves. I was actually not aware that you couldn't enslave pops that were protected by zone of control. It makes sense. I like that it doesn't, but I guess now it does. I suppose with it having a cooldown, I guess that's fine. Granary decreased to 4 pop cap from 5. That's makes little difference, to be honest. Library increased to 4% desired citizen ratio from 2.5%, and 3% citizen happiness from 2%, just making it better, making it more desirable to have these things. Form increased desired freeman ratio and freeman happiness. Workshop increased slave output and happiness. Temple increased happiness for same religion. Theater, probably spelled right this time, increased happiness for same culture, and the aqueduct increased pop growth. That's actually a very significant increase as well. That's 3 times as much. That's quite significant. Adding a new governor policy, which is harsh treatment. We can have a look at that in this image here. So what harsh treatment does is increases provincial loyalty quite a lot, actually. Population output goes down significantly, migration attraction goes down significantly, and pop migration speed goes up. So pops will run away from the province that you are harsh treatmenting, but the ones that stay, it will be a lot easier to convert them. Provincial loyalty going up is going to be very good for, keeping areas not rebelling, which is always nice because rebellious places are not so fun to deal with. So yeah, harsh treatment doesn't have an icon yet, but I guess we'll see what that does. It's probably going to be a boot. Let's be fair, it's going to be a boot. Anyway, back here, we have reduced bonus migration attraction from centralized population and decentralized population to 1 for affected cities. Okay. Governments and characters, migratory units no longer have any maintenance. I haven't actually played a migratory tribe yet. I was unaware that they had maintenance. I mean, I guess I just never assumed either way, but I don't know how much this is going to affect it. As I said, I've not played a migratory tribe. I probably should, in fairness. Probably should. But either way, yeah, no more maintenance. Stateless migrant hordes may now declare war even when at low stability. Okay. Populists now have a 33% reduction to political influence rather than a flat -2. That's good. That's very, very good. If I remember rightly, it is 0.25 political influence for each of your 8 governors that are, in your government. And of course, that adds up to 2. If the populists have a flat -2, then the only changes are coming from the modifiers. And corruption is one of those modifiers that reduces political influence. So if you have any corruption on your populist ruler, then you would run into a case where you had no political influence or even a negative growth of political influence. So, yeah, changing this to a modifier rather than flat, very, very good, very good. Disloyal characters no longer get wages from the government. Oh yes, that's very nice. Yeah, I've had cases where your governor or your general has rebelled, and you're still paying him wages even though he's raised troops and is trying to cause a civil war, but yet I'm still giving him money. It makes no sense whatsoever. So very, very glad. This is just one of those little things that really just, it makes sense, right? A little bit more flavor to the game. Like, why would I pay them? I wouldn't, so I won't. I like it. All tribal laws have been replaced, and we have those here. So let's go through this real quick, and then we'll jump back into the patch notes. Another summer week, the office maintains an atmosphere of desolation, resorted to Mad Max-style turf walls over blah, 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 blah. So, what have we got here? What is new? Open House gives no changes whatsoever. It's happiness, sorry, cultural happiness, probably. Yeah, icons and stuff, I'm still not super familiar with them. No, this is like centralization. There's a lot of things to do with centralization here. I know that tribes are also quite good with culture now. So, yeah. Centralization is less or equal to -80. Okay, so you need a certain amount of centralization to enact the policies. I like it. Okay. Bring a bit of a unique twist to tribal laws. The laws have been split into 2 distinct paths. On the left, categories will unlock as your centralization decreases, focusing on making the most of your tribesmen and cementing your position as a nomadic, decentralized tribe. The right-hand side unlocks as your centralization increases, gradually working your way towards adopting the republic or monarchy government forms. So I imagine that would be around here, rights of man, rights of birth. Yeah, this will be republic, this will be monarchy. Makes sense. Final category on the decentralization branch provides some particularly nice bonuses to make up for the fact that you'll no longer be able to easily switch to a republic or monarchy without the requisite centralization. All centralization over time effects have been toned down. It's expected that it will take you some time to reach the end of either branch. This is going to change very much the ability to do Perfidious Albion. Because to do that, you need to reform into a republic or a monarchy, I believe, and if you have to go down this path before you can get there, that's going to be very, very different. That's a huge change. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Some replies to this: is having Oratory Tech 5 still a requirement to take absolute authority? No, it requires centralization, which will take longer to gain. If you head down the decentralized path, you won't be switching. There'll be some updates coming to formables to account for this. This might be Albion. Coin minting initiative still requires precious metals. It's a negative 20 captive loyalty removed. Will it be possible to do battle sacrifices without adopt human sacrifices? So no, yes, and sacrifice will require the sacrifice law. You'll be able to get the law even if you venture down the centralized path that will work against you. And then when will these changes be online in the beta version? We'll have to re-download. Oh, it's not important. Okay, back to the patch notes then. Right. Units, price of chariots reduced from 8 to 6. Good, because chariots are freaking useless. So yeah, reducing the cost is good. This also reduces their maintenance because maintenance is directly tied to their price, so that's good. Price of heavy cavalry reduced from 15 to 10, also very, very nice. Heavy cavalry were in a bit of a bad place as they weren't really good at anything. So yeah, reducing the price, reducing the maintenance, increased damage against light cav and camels. I like it, that's all really good stuff. It would be nice to see their movement speed increased by 1, because movement speed also accounts for flanking speed, flanking range I should say. And yeah, having heavy cav flank just a little bit more would make them a little bit more useful. But yeah, these are good changes. And now, invention costs are now based on gold per pop in country. And we have another Twitter teaser about that. Add a new type of price where some gold costs are per pop in your country. First use it for inventions so that advanced and efficient states get an advantage in getting their inventions. Also, do you have plans for omen costs? Opportunity. I guess what he means there is you're locked into whatever you choose. So if you choose something that you may need at the time, but your needs change, you can't change it over to that one. So maybe it's an opportunity cost. I guess that's what it means. Either way, going back here, yeah, inventions now based on gold per pop. I've seen a lot of people say that they don't like the change to having invention costs be gold, and I was torn on this. I did used to think that it was a bad change. Then I switched it to being, it's an okay change, but I'm sure there's a better way out there. And I'm still sort of in that camp, but I am no longer in the first camp. I actually quite like gold for inventions. It sort of makes sense that, I mean, if you invent the Boeotian helmet, you're paying gold to whoever came up with the design of the Boeotian helmet, and you're rolling that out to your troops. That's going to cost money. That sort of thing. I mean, not everything sort of fits in that category, but I don't think it's a bad change. I think it's okay. Yeah, I kind of like it. And then changing it to per pop, gold per pop, is very good. So you can't just have, if you are expanding stupidly and you make an awful lot of gold, but the amount that you're making is not, like, you've got very good parts of your country and you've got very bad parts of your country, it's going to change it for that. I don't know. It's something I'm going to have to get my head around and get used to. Because in the moment, or I guess at the moment now this is true, but before this update, invention costs were on unmodified income, and there was no way to check that at all. So I wonder if there's going to be a way to check your gold per pop. I really don't know. Either way, known issues. Out of sync issue affecting multiplayer. Recommend using this build for single player only until this is addressed. That's a shame. That is a real shame, but this kind of stuff happens. But either way, that is the news, that's the changes, that's the updates, and yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna play a bit of it and see what I think. So at the moment I've been really enjoying the Cicero update. I think it's a huge improvement to the game, and yeah, just keep on changing, keep on improving, and I'm fairly confident that the public opinion around the game is going to switch. I really do think that. So, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you found this video informative, and I will see you guys in the next one. Please do let me know what you think in the comments below as well. That's always appreciated. Anyway, bye-bye.